So today we're going to take a look at how a pro player plays Yoru on Bind. Now specifically we're looking at Paper Rex versus Xerxia. This happened quite a while ago now. I think it was in the quarterfinals of APAC, but these were the two teams that came from the APAC region, so the best two teams in the region playing against each other, so an important game as well. And Paper Rex decided to bring out Forsaken on the Yoru. And so let's take a look at some of the things that he did in playing this Yoru pretty masterfully, I would say, on Bind. And it starts here with just a small thing on round number 1. And what we're going to see here is, you can see we've got the gate crash over here, but the Yoru is here. And what's going to happen is we're going to send a Sky Flash through the teleporter there to come out here and flash into this area. This is something that is quite common to do, and then the Yoru is going to follow through the teleporter, sit in there, and then come and teleport back to the gate crash. And that's going to just cause Xerxia some real problems in terms of figuring out whether it was real or not. So here we go. We get the Sky Flash in there, in comes the Yoru, then he's going to sit in there for a bit and teleport away. And as we watch this forward, you can see the Astra is concerned that is someone in that teleporter or not? Because there's no real way to know whether the Yoru stayed there or not, because the sound cue is coming from, you know, all the way back here. There's no way that any of these players could hear it. So the Yoru has been able to teleport away, and, you know, it's come with a Sky Flash as well, which, you know, kind of maybe says that, you know, this could be something where they're trying to pressure this a bit. So the Astra becomes very worried and concerned. And actually, I'm not going to run this round forward, but I'll just tell you what happens. This Astra and Sky basically come back here and are really, really worried that someone is going to be in this teleporter. And eventually they just decide, we can't keep worrying about it, because they're worried if they do push A on really either side here, what if they just come out at the wrong time and they get 2 kills for free or something like that, right? They're really concerned that that might be the case. So eventually they just decide instead that they just have to go to B, because it's not worth that risk that someone is in there and could come out at the wrong moment. Now let's come to the very next round, and what we're about to get here is Forsaken on the Yoru on the backside of B. He has just sent out a flash which is going to bounce perfectly and just pop out here and flash all of these players. Now the Brim, for whatever reason, doesn't swing with it, but it was a perfectly timed flash and perfectly located flash, as you're about to see. Look at that, just bouncing up at the perfect time, and flashes in this kind of area are very strong anyway. And what's going to happen is they're going to molly this and push the Xerxia players back, and then Forsaken's going to find himself in a bit of a weird angle, and this weird angle is going to allow him to isolate this duel with the Sky. He gets the kill and then teleports away as well. Teleport out the gate crash isn't like a jet dash or anything. It's not like a get out of jail free card. It takes some. And now let's come to round number 5, and this one is very interesting indeed. Xerxia are going to make some shower pressure here towards the Raze and the Breach, and they're actually going to be able to kill the Raze. But let's watch our Yoru on the map here as we see this, because he's about to ult. So he sends out this gate crash, and the Yoru ult is about to come in now. And so he ults, he TPs in through this teleporter here. Then he's going to use his gate crash to teleport into this location. And one thing I must note is this is something that he often did with the ult, where you send out a gate crash and then go into his ult, wait for the gate crash to land further forward, then TP to that gate crash straight away, so that he had more time to kind of, you know, scout out, you know, what was going on. He had more time in his ult to kind of, you know, look around in that area and be further pushed up, which I thought was a really cool idea, and maybe one that you want to implement as well. And so Forsaken ends up in this spot. Now, as we run this forward, here's the kill that they managed to get, and here's our Yoru. Now, as this is going forward, what he's going to do is he's going to flash them, as we see there, come out to the ult, get 1 kill, and then obviously he's in a bit of a sticky situation at this point. You know, he's in a very pushed up position. And so what I love is what we're about to get is, as you can see here, the Sky and the Brim are about to teleport as well with him. He's going to send out the footsteps here. The Sky and the Brim are going to pinch from this way. The Breach is pinching from this way, and it just becomes this beautiful little 4v2 that they create on this side of the map, and it's absolutely wonderful. So there you go. Here comes the Sky and the Brim. You can see that they're flashed out from here. The Sky gets 1. The Breach gets 1 from the other side as well. Beautiful pinch. He's actually going to then lose this fight to Foxy, but on the whole, an absolutely brilliant round from Paper Rex, and just a really well executed timing there. Obviously the Yoru ult giving them the information, but the disinformation that they used as well by using the mid teleport, if you want, at the start. Just some really interesting things coming out from Paper Rex. And now let's come to round number 6, and again they're gonna play off the kind of normal things that a Sky might do. So I mentioned in the first round, you know, the Sky Flash that comes out here is pretty normal. Well, another normal thing, they're gonna send out that normal Sky Flash, but they're gonna send the Yoru in as well with a Yoru Flash, and so they're gonna get really aggressive with this. So there goes the Sky Sky Flash, but there's a Yoru Flash as well. They're able to get one. Okay, it does get traded out, but then Forsaken is also able to teleport all the way away and get to safety. And now let's come to round number 7, and in this round, the side of Paper Rex, they don't really have much. Forsaken only has a shorty here, but what's just happened is Sushi Boys has just died, and so what is going to happen is Forsaken is going to send out his teleporter to come down here so that then he can sit with his shorty in this little area here. And again, it's going to cause some problems. Now, it doesn't end up going perfectly for him this time, but you'll see that it does cause them some real issues, because in goes that teleport, and the Astra is sitting just here. And obviously here's that teleport, but doesn't know whether it's a fake or not. So the Astra just plays a bit careful, knows that someone might be there. And as we run this forward, what you'll see is the side of Xerxia are going to group up here, and they're going to decide to come back down here as they are about to now. But normally this would be an area, and they begin to, the jet was running there, but now they realize, well, they can't be running because there could be, again, someone here. And you can see them checking like all these weird angles that normally you would never have to check. Now there's only 39 seconds left in the round, and they're checking all these crazy angles because the Yoru teleported and might be there. And that's a big problem, and they are there. And so what they have to do against this save is they feel it's necessary to use the Sky Ult. And had they not used this Sky Ult, honestly, Forsaken probably gets a kill there. Unfortunately for him, the Sky Ult comes out, it shows his location, and they get the kill on him. And now let's come to round number 9, and you can see that Forsaken has set up his footsteps. He set up his gate crash as well, but he's actually over here on this B site instead. So let's take a look at what's going to happen, because he's going to send out the footsteps. I'll just show you on the map. He's going to send out the footsteps straight away to go through the teleporter, but one key thing we have to look at is Forsaken actually has an operator. So through go the footsteps into the teleporter, but then Forsaken is just going to peek here with the op. He also sends out a flash there on long, and then he's just going to op and then get to the other side of the map. And this is really something that I wanted to talk about, is that this could be something that you really do implement, because of course if you are opping on one side of the map, often what you'll see is a team see that they're already up into showers. And so you can tell by the way Forsaken acts here that he initially thinks about it, but then the way he plays kind of suggests that, you know, he didn't really know how close they were. You can see he's, you know, jumping down, he's taking a peek now. He thinks that they aren't nearly that close, but of course that they are. But I think the overall idea of having this operator go from one side of the map to the other side very, very fast could be one that you use to really, really punish your opponents to trying to stay away from that operator. And now let's come to round 15 and the attacking side. And we're going to see a really, really cool execute here from the side of Paper Rex. The first thing that they're going to do is try and get shower control. And they're going to do that with this Sky Flash, as you can see just there. That's going to go into deep shower. Then they're going to send in the gate crash and the fake Yoru here as well, just to clear it out even more. They fake the teleport there, and they get shower control. Now, as we run this forward, what we're going to get here from Forsaken is he's going to do a lineup. And I do think that gate crash lineups for the attacking side, something that you might want to implement as well if you are playing Yoru, because they can be very effective, as we're about to see. So he sends in a lineup there, and this is going to end up towards the back of this A site. And as that's going on and the teleport gets to that location, what we're going to get is a Skydog in here. We're gonna dog the close, and that's gonna stun this guy. We're gonna breach stun towards lamps, and that's gonna stun the Astra. The Yoru is gonna teleport to the backside. The Raze is gonna satchel towards lamps as well, and in we go. And it's just a thing of absolute beauty, because here is that Skydog gets the stun there. You can see that the Astra was stunned as well. As we run this forward, there's the stunned Sky. They're actually gonna die to Benkai at the back, but as we look at the map, you can see that our Yoru here is all the way ready to kill this Astra, and you can see that this Astra here has absolutely no idea. Dies to Forsaken for nothing. He got away with that teleport. Sushi Boy is able to get one, but then gets traded by the Brim, and then the final kill comes from Forsaken as well, and they end up in this 4v1. The beautiful execute there coming out of the side of Paper Rex, and the Yoru teleport, you know, you might say that they got away with it, but obviously so much utility is going on at once now in a pro game that I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, you just can't focus on all of those sounds going off, and you're gonna focus on what's in front of you rather than what's going on behind you, because you're not used to having to fight like that. And now let's come to round number 19, and Paper Rex here are down a man. So not an ideal situation, a 3v4. They're going to try and make this B hit. And this one is more of a classic Yoru play, because what we're going to get is we're going to get the Gatecrash coming into the backside here. We're going to send out the fake Yoru, and then we're going to do the good old flash into the teleport, as you're about to see. So in goes the Gatecrash, in goes the fake Yoru, there he is, in goes the flash, and now in goes a Sky Flash at the same time. We get the kill from Forsaken. He then swings on the Sky, gets the second kill as well, and then something even crazier happens because the Chamber has teleported from here to here, teleports right next to Forsaken, and he has no idea. As I said, there's just a lot of sound cues, all the comms, all of that going on. So, you know, you don't hear all of this. We're in all of this chaos. And so Sushi Boys just literally turns around and gets a kill as well. Then has to eat the Aftershock. And ultimately, they are going to lose this round, Paper Rex. But again, just some really cool Yoru play going on, particularly in the coordination with a Breach and a Sky. It works pretty well. And then finally, let's come to round number 20, the round that ended the game. And so what we're going to get is the same Sky Flash deep into Shower, and actually the Gatecrash in there as well. And this is an interesting idea, that when you do this Sky Flash and it flashes someone, sometimes people will just hug this wall and think that they're safe. So having a Gatecrash come in here might get you a free kill. It was a really interesting idea. You can see how Xerxia kind of reacted to it as well, though, with this Astra Star here that is going to come in as well. But this really is the round of disinformation as we see this run forward. So we get the Sky Flash, we get the teleport in, but Scary goes for that. They trade a few shots, and what's going to happen here is Paper Rex are going to decide to come out. They're going to decide that, you know, that's not really worth it, and he sends the Gatecrash back across as well. But the Yoru is going to stay, at least for now, and he's going to stay to, again, just try and create that misinformation. Try and make it seem that they don't know where they are. Whilst this is going on, we've got a drone here coming out the Sova, coming out of Hooker. And it doesn't see anyone. All of Paper Rex, they just hide. They don't want to be seen by this. And whilst that's going on, you've got Forsaken here. He's running into Shower. He runs up. He does all this crazy stuff, and you can see the Astra is shooting at the wall here, but in fact he has actually just gate crashed out, and that is the go sign for them to go to B. But if we look at the map, you can see that what Forsaken did made them think it's an A hit. They droned this, they hadn't seen anyone, they think it's an A hit. At that same time, they flash this jet, and then as the jet is re-peeking it, they're gonna die to Mind Freak. And so now the B site is clear for Paper Rex, and I just love the disinformation game that they played here, because just look at the map, you can tell how well it worked. We've got 4 players, we've got all 4 players here on the side of Xerxia on this A site, whereas in reality all 5 of the Paper Rex players are actually going to B.